Hello there in Radioland. This is Tim Tucker of Quahog Sports. I'm here with Marshall McPherson after the Vancouver Nightmare Minnesota Chiefs game earlier tonight. Marshall, how do you feel about the Nightmares this season? You're doing rather well here in the SHL, and the Nightmares seem to be chugging along pretty good. Either just a point or two back of first, or tied for first in the West. How do you feel about all this? Well, Tim, it's great. I'm doing well playing, and the Nightmare, we're winning games. We've had a good stretch, and contending for a top spot. When I think Burke, myself, a lot of people on the team expected us to be a middle of the pack sort of team, and it's great when you're in the locker room and you're winning, and everybody's cheerful. It's not a down in the dumps sort of deal. We haven't gone through an extended losing streak yet this season, and it's a good feeling. It's morale's high, and when you're on a losing streak, you got team leaders. They come out and they try to instill a little bit of hope, and that things will get better attitude. But deep down that they're disappointed as well, and thankfully we haven't had to go through that yet this season, and hopefully we won't have to. Well, Marshall, you're on a personal 12-game win streak without a regulation loss. Or sorry, let me correct myself there. You're on a 12-game point streak without a regulation loss. Tim, geez. I was thinking there for a second. I'm like, I haven't been on a 12-game win streak. If I was, I would have done an interview before this, because the reporters would have been over me like a pack of dogs on a three-legged cat. I've had people tell me that taking a look back at the past 12 games, I haven't lost in regulation, and to be honest, I didn't notice until I went back and actually checked myself, and I haven't lost in regulation since I think it's the fifth or sixth game in, and I've had 17 starts now, and it's pretty good feeling that if you are going to lose, you're at least getting a point out of the game, and moving up the standings a little bit. It's if you take a look at it, 25 points over 17 starts, about 1.5 points a game. I'm averaging per start, and that's great. Breaking even with a point every game is decent, but having over that, it's a good feeling that the Nightmare put their trust in me, and I was able to hold up my end of the bargain as one of their higher draft picks, and come through for them when they need me. Well, actually, you definitely seem to have come through with your placing on the goalie leaderboard as the leader in both goals against average and save percentage by a decent margin. You're also not even on the loss leaderboard. Your 2 regulation losses don't even qualify you for the leaderboard. Well, I was looking at that earlier, and I was going to ask. As it turns out, to be on the top 10, you have to have, I think it's 4 losses, and thankfully I don't have 4 losses yet. So we're approaching the middle of the season, just a little bit past it for some of our teams, and it's good to not have that many losses yet. Our overall record, I believe, is 15-5-5, which is pretty good. It's 35 points, and that puts us pretty high up in the rankings. We're 22 games in, just a little over midway through the season, and we're averaging 1.5 per game. So if you work it out, we got another 18 games left. You're looking at, if things go the way they have been, you're looking at another 27 points on top of the 35 we have, which works out to be about 62 for 40 games. That's a little over one and a half points per game, and we're hoping to continue on that, keep the wins going, at least making it to overtime to bank that 1 point, and hopefully we can take it in overtime or the shootout and capture the other. Oh, Marshall, speaking of shootout, you and Latoipov went to a shootout earlier tonight. Your feelings on this? Well, I watched Latoipov quite a bit. He's one of those players that you tend to like. He's a good guy, and the situation that he's in, he's trying to give a struggling team some respect, and night in and night out, he plays his ass off trying to get them through the game, trying to make sure they have a chance to win. And with the Chiefs being an expansion team, you have your early struggles, and you're not expected to do well right at the start. With the Chiefs, their record is I believe it's 5-17-2. I think Latoipov has started all the games, if I remember correctly. And 5 wins, it's kind of disheartening. But my advice would be look to next season. You guys are rebuilding. You stockpiled picks, moved up a little bit in the draft. Things will get better. So it's nothing to really get depressed about or upset or anything. It happens to all teams at some point. They go through their rough patches, and look at it this way: you're starting your career out with the rough patches, and it's only going to get better from here. Oh, well, that's very kind words from you, Marshall. Well, Latoipov, he's a respectful person, a respectful player, and I have respect for him. And the rest of the Chiefs, along with Witzel, I had a great time playing with him in Prince George. He was a great guy, great player, and I think it's great that he joined the Chiefs. And he's one of those people that in the locker room, he's a leader. He makes you believe that you can go out there and win every night, and having a player like that in the locker room is great. Oh, touching back on your comments about expansion teams, what have you say about the Panthers? Your guess is as good as mine there, Tim. I really don't have an answer. The only one I could offer is that Fisherman's taking drugs or something. I don't know, but I don't know what's going on there. They're able to pull wins out of their ass, apparently, and I don't know. Like I said, the expansion team you figure would be, a little bit lower in the standings, but they've been chugging along pretty well and piling up wins and the points, and players on their team are piling up points themselves, and it doesn't make sense. But you know what? Congratulations to them. They definitely exceeded everybody's expectations, and I wish them well. All right, there's a subject that I think the whole SHL, along with many reporters, are wondering about. Oh boy, I know what's coming. Abdallah resigning? Yeah, you got it, Marshall. Well, I don't really know what to tell you there. I've spoken to him a couple times. I've tried to push towards him resigning for a few years. Possibly I've told them if the Vancouver wins a cup without you, how are you going to feel? If you sign with another team next season and we go all the way and win the cup, how are you going to feel? Our locker room is in my opinion, one of the better locker rooms in the league. I've obviously never been in the other ones, but pretty much all of our teammates are active, and they all have a strong voice. Everybody's joking around, and it's a good time. And I honestly don't see why he would want to leave that. So, in my opinion, I think he's going to resign. I hope he does, and we hope he does because our team's a little bit offensively challenged. We've tried to hack his legs and beat the talent back into him. I don't know where it went, but he really needs to start scoring, or else I'm going to hack the back of his leg so hard I'm going to break my goddamn stick. You thought I was serious there for a second, didn't you, Tim? I don't know, Marshall, when it comes to you saying stuff like that, really you don't know sometimes. Yeah, a little bit of anger issues there. Speaking of lack of offense, Mac, you had a game there against the Panthers. You scored 6 goals. It seems that you guys have you know, you found that offensive touch that you guys were losing, the right combination, and you know, if you guys are going to continue with that, or you know, you're going to play and hope for the best again. Well, you know, we always try to get goals, and just Burke seemed to have found the right line combination for that game, and we scored quite a few. Hopefully we didn't use up our whole week's worth of goals in one game, because we're playing against the Chiefs, and in all honesty, we only scored 1 goal that registered on anybody's stat list. You know, shootout goals don't count. I'm happy that we won in the shootout, but I would have rathered a couple more goals, make it a little bit easier on myself, so I wouldn't have to worry about screwing up in overtime or the shootout and costing our team the loss. I'm just hoping that we start scoring, you know, maybe 3-4 goals a game, where you know I got a little bit more margin for error. Since the beginning of the season, there really hasn't been that much of it. All right, lastly, Marshall, before we head off, rookies in the NWJHL, anybody catching your eye? Oh, of course there is, Tim. You have players down there that do great. When I was in juniors, you know, you had people like Hogan, Wilson, Plot, you know, the rest of them down there, Fisherman, Hornet, you know, all those other guys. They got themselves out there. They pushed through the whole season trying to make a name for themselves, and I've seen that with several players. Off the top of my head, you got players that are ranked high, like Miller, Voss, Summers. You got the rest of the list. The ISS rankings just came out, and you got players like Corcoran, Perhonen, Uzi, Kahalik, Brindamore. Players like that. You got players who are exceptional players on their team, like Voss and Miller and Perhonen. He's by far one of the best. Those are some of the best players on their teams. And you guys Summers, Uzi, like I said, Corcoran, Kahalik, all these guys are, they're making a name for themselves, and to be ranked in the top, 10, 20, it's you're really getting yourself out there and making a name for yourself. And I can tell you, as an SHLer, that getting your name out there and showing that you have that winning attitude and the drive to win, that's what teams are looking for. I think that's what happened with the Nightmare. They realized that I'm a goalie that wanted to win at all costs, and that's why they signed me. I rewarded their trust in me with a career contract. I want to win the cup in Vancouver, not win it at all. And I'm hoping that the players that are drafted this year, they feel the same way. That they'll sign decent contracts. Become to a mutual agreement with their GM and do something for the betterment of the team. That makes GMs happy, makes teammates happy, and it gives the team a better chance to win. Frees up salary space, and gives them more spending money. They bring in somebody else or sign somebody else for a bit more. You improve faster. Blah blah blah. You get the point. Anyways, in my opinion, there's quite a few rookies this year that any one of them could be a steal. The top 20 alone just looks like, it doesn't matter whether you're picking first or 20th, you're going to get a star either way. All right, Marshall, that's about all the time we have. So I guess we'll head out, and you buying dinner? Sure, let's go. All right, Tim Tucker, Quahog Sports, signing off.